Grant Elgarian, Ward 3.
Go right ahead.
Thank you very much. First of all, I want to thank the committee members and all the members of the City Council. You have a lot of work to do. You go through dozens and dozens of pages of dollars and cents because you have a tough budget to work on. And I commend you for that effort, and I thank you for that effort. All I see is the display ad in the quarter page of the Providence Journal, and that has shrunk down the information into a little too little. I would suggest that in the future the display ad maybe be twice as long, and you can break down some of these combinations of departments. For instance, you have public safety, which obviously includes police and fire. Now we have a sense of it's about 50-50 between the two, but that should have been broken down. We have inspection standards in combined. We have public property and purchasing combined. Parks, should have been broken down between Rodriguez Park and the others. A little more detail would have been very helpful. In terms of revenues, we lump all the departmental revenues in one line item, and we could have used the column that's called the capital expenditure column, which only has one thing from Public Works. We could have put that in parentheses on the Public Works, and then had that whole column. We could have broken down the revenues from each department, so that would have been a little more informative. Now, some suggestions as to what to look for in terms of opportunities, because we don't want to. We obviously all recognize that we have to reduce the size of the budget, but we don't want to do it willy-nilly. We need to do it as surgically as possible. One is that, when we're talking about the school department, I was surprised when the state came out with their recommendations that every school department needs to come up with 3 scenarios: all in, half and half, and all remote. I seem to recall way back when it didn't occur for me personally because I grew up in the Providence school system. But I remember when a lot of families moved to the suburbs, raised their kids, and the schools in the suburbs didn't have enough capacity, and so they went on what you might call a split session or a double session. I don't know how you want to phrase it, where half the school population came in the morning, I guess around 7:30 or so, and then left around the beginning of lunch, and then the other half came at the latter part of lunch, and then went into the afternoon. And it would seem that we have the same issue as we speak. It's a capacity issue. In this instance, everyone needs to be socially distant. So we need to cut classroom sizes in half. And so it would seem that this might be an alternative to be looked at, and would also help alleviate the transportation problem, because we need to keep social distance on the school buses, and so we don't have twice as many school buses out there. But if we split it up, then the same school buses could be used morning back and forth, and then afternoon back and forth. Excuse me. One of the other thoughts that folks are talking about is how to be more equitable in our property tax assessment. And I would suggest that when it comes to the homestead exemption or I forgot another name that you guys call it, that the way it should be structured is that everyone should get the same dollar discount. Right now we do it, everyone gets the same percentage discount. And I would suggest that that's inequitable and probably discriminatory. So I would respectfully request that the financial gurus look at what if you want to be revenue neutral, what the number would be if everyone got the same dollar discount, because I think that might be helpful in terms of in trying to address affordability of housing. And in that category of housing affordability, the Providence Water Supply Board is not listed in the budget and in the ad in the paper, probably because they generate revenues and it covers their expenses. However, when the Providence Water Supply Board decided to go from quarterly billing to monthly billing, it obviously tripled their expenses for sending out the bills and tripled everybody's time, effort, and energy to pay the bills. It isn't as if the Providence Water Supply Board gets any more revenue at the end of the year by billing monthly than by billing quarterly. It just costs everybody time and costs the Providence Water Supply Board money, but they don't care because it's not their money. My suggestion would be to tell Providence Water Supply Board to go back to quarterly billing. And when it comes to Narragansett Bay Commission, our sewer authority, which is not here because we don't fund them, they're even worse. They went from quarterly billing to monthly billing a couple years before Providence Water Supply Board did, and Providence Water Supply Board said, oh, what a great idea, so they followed suit. But Narragansett Bay Commission's rate structure is very discriminatory. If you're in a one-family house, you pay a connection fee because you're connected to the sewer system, and then the rest is based on consumption. If you're a two-family house, you pay 2 connection fees, and then the rest is based on consumption. If you're in a three-family house, you pay 3 connection fees, and then the rest is based on consumption. It isn't as if two-family houses and three-family houses have 2 sewer lines or 3 sewer lines. No, it's just that the Narragansett Bay Commission decided that that's how they wanted to structure their rate structure. This is totally unacceptable and contributes to a lack of affordability. Most low and moderate income folks live in 2- and 3-decker homes, and they're getting charged through rent the extra connection fee, which is very excessive. And so I would urge the council to take a look at that. I have a number of other recommendations, but I only have 2 minutes, and so I don't want to abuse that. But it would be nice during your meetings on specific parts of the budget to allow the public to weigh in at the end of those meetings so that we can be more specific during the course of your deliberations towards not only through the end of this month, but going into next month. I thank you very much for your time. And as I say, Chairman, you say be well, be safe. I say healthy and stay vertical. Take care.